Okay. We are live and just going to be joining in a game now. Looks like it's already been going on for a minute. I'm going to be casting a game of I Like Crayons this morning and testing out my new camera that I got. So let's go ahead and jump in game. Oh, there I am on the camera. Well, would you look at that? So let's see what's going on. On the dire side, we have an Ursa. Looks like he's got some healing salves, some tangos, stealth shield. Definitely looking to get as many last hits as possible, stay in lane as long as he can. Nature's Prophet going for that early Midas. Wraith King as well has a Quelling Blade. Oh, looks like we just missed a first kill. Actually, the Wraith King may fall. It's just going to take one more. The Enchant Totem is not, but the damage should be enough to get this Wraith King if he has one more hit. The Ogre Magi is caught out of position, and he will fall from the Earthshaker. Down Wraith King, going back to the safety of the tower. So on the Radiant team, we do have a Wraith King, very low health, and we also have an Ogre Magi. And the Ogre Magi, couple clarities. Definitely looking to cast some abilities early on. Be a good support to Wraith King. And Invoker mid. And this is Crayons. Crayons is just practicing his Invoker. We'll see how he does. Going against the Shadow Fiend. Already has 7 souls at the moment, so last hit's already climbing up. Let's take a look at last hits right now. 2 minutes and 45 seconds in. And the Nature's Prophet is going to lead us with 8 last hits, and followed by the Windrunner with 7. And looks like, yeah, she's actually going to be taking the last hits in her lane. Interesting. Weaver is I guess not the priority as much in this lane. And this is a mid-tier level pub, so it is possible that Windrunner is actually just stealing that farm from the Weaver. All right, so Invoker looks like he is, he's going for his Mantle of Intelligence and Slippers of Agility coming on Shadow Fiend. Probably going for an early Wraith Band. Get that extra attack damage out. Now, it's going to be really important to the Invoker to get this Shadow Fiend as early as he can, because, of course, he needs to cancel these souls that are being stored up. So they're going to want to get a gank off. And hopefully actually, Ursa, with the new meta, it's interesting. New meta is allowing Ursa to Roshan at level 4. And I can't remember the exact build for the Roshan at level 4, but we'll see if he goes for it. He is level 4 now. He may just decide to stay in lane. And mid, it looks like Invoker's actually getting ganked by the Earthshaker combo. Enchant Totem is up. It's just going to take one more. Fissure is down for another 8 seconds, and it looks like he's not going to have quite enough mana to finish that, but he will run away. Invoker does fall to the last hit of the Earthshaker. That is very, very frustrating. Invoker needs to... he can't let this Shadow Fiend farm and get all these souls. This is really going to start snowballing against the Invoker, so he's just eating it up. Now, 15 last hits from the Shadow Fiend. Meanwhile, Earthshaker returns top. See if he can get a possible gank. Radiant does have vision on this. Dire has no idea, so the Nature's Prophet isn't in really a position to help out. Looking like a good Midas time from Nature's Prophet, actually quite good. 4 minutes, 52 seconds in. The micro is going great from this Nature's Prophet. Just about as his Midas. And doesn't have another clarity, though, so he might need to, in order to sustain this lane, get one more clarity. Not the case. We'll probably see we will see the teleportation happen momentarily from Nature's Prophet. Meanwhile, bottom, looks like Ursa is in a bit of a scrap right now against Windrunner, but dangerous position. Get shackled, and Weaver, of course, wanting to Sakuchi whenever possible. Still has his poor man's shield, and not doing the greatest for last hits considering he's off lane. 10 last hits, and Ursa, of course, really needs that to start steamrolling. He does have his level 6 though, so that's going to enable him to start getting some kills. Invoker as well, level 6. Now, looks like a bit of a scrap top. Pugna's got his Nether Ward cleverly set up here. This is going to really cause a lot of damage to Ogre Magi and Wraith King if he chooses to Sun. Now, Wraith King it costs 140 mana for his stun to go off, and the mana and the damage multiplier is 1.25 already for this Nether Ward. So already going for an early level 2 Nether Ward, and wants to just do as much damage as possible to these int heroes. Well, one's an int hero, one's a strength hero. But this is going to do every time that a stun is cast. Oh, and actually the Ogre Magi might, yes, he is able to get out. Doesn't choose to go back and Fire Blast, because of course that's going to do damage with this Nether Ward he knows is set up. Pugna now already has Energy Booster. Going for the Energy Booster before the boots. Felt a little confident. Wanted the extra mana pool. Now that regen's not going to be available, he's just going to continue to right-click that thing down, but he's not going to get it. Wraith King able to finish off those last hits under tower. Well, just about, actually. Not able to get those last hits this time. Top now, looking in a position to do a gank. We'll see if they get out of position sufficiently. Ogre Magi is really low in health, and he can't cast any abilities right now. He's in the radiance, or in the radius rather, of the Nether Ward. Earthshaker now looking for an out of position opportunity. He does have Echo Slam up. He's going to be able to fissure in Enchant Totem combo and finish off with an Echo Slam here. Looking very, very dangerous. The Echo Slam is going to come off any second, and he is able to get it off. I think that both of these will fall. Pugna trying to run away, but does follow the Wraith King. Ogre Magi surprisingly still alive at this point. Unbelievable. Dire's actually surviving this. Earthshaker doesn't have a fissure. He doesn't have the Enchant Totem, just does not have the mana. Now he's getting right-click down. Ursa, seeing if he could finish it off. He will finish it off. What an amazing save. And unfortunately, the Ogre Magi does go down to the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend with the double damage rune. 28 souls. Already looking at last hit, or at right clicks of 110. So he's doing tons of damage. 120, pardon me. Meanwhile, mid. Invoker now, level 8. Going for his power treads. And has enough to finish it off now. We'll see what he prioritizes next. Pugna looking really scary to this Invoker. Invoker hates going against Pugna because, of course, everything. Cold Snap now on Pugna. We'll see if he's able to finish it off. Oh, and unbelievably, Pugna is able to just turn around and do the mana drain and totally turn the tide of that fight. If he just went a little bit further, the Sunstrike, of course, would have finished him off. Sunstrike right now dealing 287 damage, but just wasn't able to. The timing didn't work out in the favor for the Invoker. Good play coming out from Pugna. Pugna now, 21 last hits. Gonna come online right away to get lots of damage. Meanwhile, looks like a bit of a scrap, and the Earthshaker will go down. This is huge for the Dire. That Earthshaker, his Echo Slam was down. He had used it in the previous engagement, but really starting to look scary on that top. He's been in the position to do a lot of damage potentially, but overextended himself and just wasn't complete the plays. Looks like Eartha is going to be coming around the Shadow Fiend. Are they going to be able to finish them? I think they will, actually. And it's those Fury Swipes able to finish off the Shadow Fiend, of course, multiplying with every hit how much damage is able to be unloaded. Pugna looking really confident here, has his life drain up, decides to use it on the Invoker, forcing him back. And Invoker just doesn't have the kind of damage output that's safe to throw against this Pugna. Pugna's just free farming. Invoker still saving up. Looks like he's not going to finish his power treads yet. May actually go for mana boots. And the Wind Ranger, meanwhile, bottom. Looks like she had to use her Focus Fire ulti and had taken the tier 1 tower bottom. And it becomes very effective taking those tires once you're able to reduce the armor of them and maximize your attack speed. Her damage isn't quite online yet, but still able to do a significant amount. Let's take a look top here now. They're looking to take the tier 1 tower top, and Earthshaker Fissures go off. Ursa now stunned. Now he's able to get the Fury Swipes off, and he does take the Earthshaker. Keeps on killing these Earthshaker and turn the tide. Shadow Fiend will fall as well. Things looking very good in favor of the Dire during these engagements. That's Shadow Fiend now losing his souls, and it's going to return to square one. Nature's Prophet feeling a little more confident now, is taken on the Ancients, as is Midas. And yeah, we'll see if he's going for the Shadow Blade build next. I think that would be wise. And the bottom tower continues to get hit. Ogre Magi, while he's unfortunately pretty behind in farm right now. And I believe he's going, I'm not exactly sure what he's doing at the ring. Maybe, yeah, he's not going for tranquils, obviously. See where he's going with that. Well, let's take a look. What's his options? So he can go with Ring Abassi or tranquils. So, yeah, I guess it's Ring Abassi. He's just going to grab one. All right, and the Invoker mid looks like he's got some items coming to him. Is it going to be the phase boots? Oh, it was a Hand of Midas that he was actually waiting for. Interesting.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
So he doesn't get the phase boots. He just goes for a quick Hand of Midas, and looks like Radiant trying to get into position here. Do they see something that we don't? Are they? No. Actually, a minute ago, I think they did see Invoker farming, or Ursa farming, rather. They see him low. Are they going to catch him out of position with the shackle? The fissure does connect, and Ursa, oh, unfortunately, just falling to that last hit of the Windrunner. Just not staying on top of the map awareness to be able to survive during that fight. Wraith King just free farming top. Needs to catch up a little bit. Only has 37 last hits. And 12 minutes in. Now, perfect CS is at about 10. If you're in lane, perfect CS is about 10 a minute. Now, engagement on the Nature's Prophet. Decrepify goes off, and the life drain was doing multiplied damage. And the power shot does barely miss the Nature's Prophet. It looked like it should have connected, but it did not. Weaver doing Sakuchi, doing a little bit of extra damage during the team fight. Couple last clicks, looking to get on the Nature's Prophet. Will Pugna be able to get it off? Life drain is up in 5 seconds. The Decrepify came a little early, but the Weaver trying to do the damage, and the Ogre Magi does fall. Ursa just not able to get there fast enough either. He will fall to the Pugna. Pugna's starting to do massive damage during these team fights. Unfortunately, the Dire's just been caught out of position too many times. Wraith King, Reincarnation down for another 95 seconds. Not going to want to take on this engagement. Decides it's a good time to keep on farming, but take a look at this. Radiant wards in the jungle. This is not safe right now. Radiant knows they have the early tower advantage. They have lost no towers, and they've taken 3 towers already. So they say, okay, you know, we're gonna switch to the aggressive. We don't want this to be taken to the late game with a Wraith King, with an Ursa, with an Invoker, and we want to end this as quickly as possible. So they are warding up the jungle, looking for ganks, and so far with that Pugna combination, it's proven to be quite deadly. Nature just pushing back the lane's top and doing his best to make sure that that top tower doesn't fall. Of course, the vision right now is so important for the Dire team. They need to continue to have as much vision as possible because the farming is so important for these heroes to get at this point. Weaver now picking up the double damage rune. Is he going to use it for farming, or is he going to decide to see if he can get a pick off mid? Well, mid's looking a little dangerous, so he's probably going to decide to back off. Farm some creep camps. No, he decides to Sakuchi in. Catches the Wraith King off guard. It is down for 11 seconds.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Weaver possibly knows that. Ursa continuing to farm up. Level 11, 14 minutes in. Not bad. 36 last hits and 2 denies. Well, a little bit of a scrap there for a second with Shadow Fiend. Invoker decides it's safer just to back off. And 3 now. Looks like there's a bit of a push bottom. No, it looks like it's time for a little utility. Looks like Ogre Magi was perhaps considering to stack the Ancients, but missing the timing a little bit there. Invoker's going to keep on working mid, pushing up as much as he can safely, and might look like they're trying to take a Roshan at this point. I think it'd be smart for them to take a Roshan, but looks like they aren't prioritizing it. Oh, the Vlad's is actually not on Ursa right now, so this is a little gutsy. I don't know if I agree with this build. Ursa does go for the Blink Dagger over the Vlad's, and looking to get into some aggressive positions here. Wants to take out that Pugna as soon as possible during team fights. And also, yeah, doesn't want that Nether Ward to be the real initiator during the fights. Want to take out that Pugna before he's able to do that. Now, Shadow Fiend running as fast as he can. I'm not exactly sure, but actually doing quite a bit of damage there with his Shadow Raises. Invoker's able to back off. Does have his phase boots now. Looks like Midas is on cooldown. Gonna wait by a lane. Continue to farm up in the meantime. Nature's Prophet. 63 last hits. Just continuing to jungle. Do whatever he can to gain the gold advantage. Just now has a Shadow Blade and is ready to play a little bit more aggressively on the pushing. So we'll see if the equilibrium balances in their favor now. They've lost 3 towers. If they can push this out, they have the potential to regain this vision advantage. Now, Pugna is falling, decrepifies himself to try and save himself from the Ursa right clicks, but ends up falling. That decrepify just not doing quite long enough of a save against his right clicks. Invoker trying to finish it off with a Sunstrike, but in Ursa's right clicks just coming out with so much damage online that it's going to fall to the Ursa. Shadow Fiend now catches the Ogre Magi and decides not to engage. Hanging out by the regen rune. Well, and he bottles it up. Now it looks like a four hero mid push for the Dire team. They're going to try and take this tier 1 tower. They have enough damage now that they should be able to melt it quite fast with Ursa, and Reincarnation is up. Ursa's Enrage is down. Little power shot to do a little bit of harass. Actually lined up quite nicely there. Gets a good initiation on the team. Pugna looking to drop the Nether Ward. And, of course, all of that magic coming out from the Dire team is going to get hit pretty hard by that ward. And Invoker saying, now, guys, is our time. Should we Roche? Oh, deciding, okay, just going to go on a quick shopping trip. It's not quite time. Picks up the Void Stone and wanting to maximize his mana regeneration so he can really start to spam his abilities. That Void Stone has excellent mana spamming assistance, and Invoker, that's what he's looking to do. Now he is sitting on his Hand of Midas. It has been off cooldown for a little bit. Hopefully he sees that and uses it. Well, he does not see it yet, unfortunately. Sorry, Crayons. Just hanging out by the creeps, not using his Midas. That's frustrating realization to come to. Wraith King as well with his Midas and his Armlet now. And they're going to want to continue to stay ahead. And I'm not sure if he got that early or not. I don't think he got that too early. On cooldown for another 20 seconds. Okay, Invoker does use his Midas 15 seconds ago and stays in the game there with his timings. Ogre Magi being a little bit walking in a scary place here. They don't have vision on the river. Shadow Fiend tends to stay in the rivers and been caught off guard many times. All right, are they going to be able to take this tier 1 tower top? They should be able, no problem, once the team fight is all together. And Ursa is able to just do so much damage. Pugna is going to be freaked out of that Ursa. He's not going to want to go near it. And Ursa is going to want to tank the damage in front. Invoker's going to stay behind. Looks like he's setting up to have a cold snap. Forge Spirit set up. As much pushing power as possible. Earthshaker is just getting melted and does get finished off by the Ursa. Now they're going to be able to take this tower, no problem. And no response from the Radiants. They said, you can have that. We're not going to contest it. Dire now feeling confident. Are they going to go for the tier 2 tower with just one creep? They're feeling good. Did the Forge Spirit's come out? Yeah, the Forge Spirit's coming out right now. And he's going to have that ready on cooldown. Not even really necessary to have a creep wave at this point with the damage reduction coming from the Forge Spirits and the DPS off of Ursa. And they're going to take that no problem. Starting to look a little scary now for the Radiant. They're losing their vision advantage. Pugna starting to lose effectiveness against this Ursa during team fights. He's hoping to, of course, maximize his damage against... oh, nice life drain there. Maximize his damage against the Invoker. That's his primary target, but the Invoker has the ability to just stay at the back of the fight now, which has been happening. and has been turning the tide for the Radiant. Now looking like they're coming on top. Let's look at farm. Shadow Fiend, 110 last hits, has his Yash up, has his Shadow Blade up, has a few charges on his magic wand, and definitely going to help him during team fights as he's pretty squishy. Only has 910 health at this point. One of the lowest healths in this game right now at the moment, other than our Nature's Prophet. Hanamidas just coming off cooldown. Hopefully he sees that, and again has his Shadow Blade. He's just pushing, doing some good rat Dota. Wraith King farming. I don't know if he sees this Weaver or not, but now he will see, and he tries to TP out. He does get away. Now the Weaver doing as much damage as they can. Is the setup here for the... No, unfortunately the Sunstrike does miss, and so does the Meatball. That's going to be a lot of mana from Invoker, and he's going to have all that on cooldown now. He's going to decide to back up. But does he know that the team's there? No, they don't have vision on the Radiant Radiant jungle rather, and they're kind of going to get out of position here. And the Windrunner ulties on Invoker is going to take the Invoker here. Shadow Fiend does pop his Requiem of Souls. It looks like the Ogre Magi is going to fall as well. Yes, the Ogre Magi does fall to the Shadow Rays. Dire's now scattered. Wraith King says, no, it's not worth giving up my reincarnation. I'm just going to back up. Versus potentially looking for a pick off. He is looking scary. And where was he during that fight? Does have his blink up. Now they decide to take the Roche. Radiant saying, okay, they're down. They're not going to come and contest this right now. But Wraith King, oh man, Wraith King totally out of position. He has his reincarnation up, but this is not the way to use it. Life Drain, just barely going to finish him off. Okay, yeah. And reincarnation is popped. Ursa says, what are you doing? I'm not going in there. I'm not going in there. There's no way I'm going in there. They just continue on to finish Roshan. And got to be frustrating for the Dire team watching their team just get, well, split up. And looks like the Earthshaker will pick up on the Aegis. Sakuchi on Ursa. A little bit of a stun there, but I don't see how the damage output is going to work. The Life Drain just... Wow. He does finish off the Pugna. Ogre Magi does steal that kill from Ursa, but the Ursa will end up falling to the Wind Rager. Ogre Magi, is the burn damage going to finish off the Weaver? Yes, it is. And Nature's Prophet looks to help as much as he can. Does get the Aegis popped, pardon me, on the Earthshaker. And Earthshaker right now has a blink, has the Echo Stomp, has the Echo Slam rather, and would be able to do a lot of damage in the team fight, but realizes he might not be able to finish this off very well, and decides to just back. Invoker just about has his full loadout, just in Ghost Walk form. They should be able to finish this actually. Earthshaker does have his blink, but he gets hit with a Meatball and it connects. Invoker now is going to want to somehow cancel this blink. They continue to cancel it. The burn damage, the burn damage would do a good job, but he's just not able to get that up fast enough. Does not have the mana. Unfortunately, that really would have countered it. Another blast and Decrepify coming off on Ogre Magi, and it looks like the Fissure is just gonna finish him. Oh, just barely dodges that last Nether Blast. Those right clicks, huge right clicks coming off of Pugna. Has one of the best right clicks in the game actually, off the start. Doesn't finish it. Ogre Magi does not run to safety. Shadow Fiend catches him out of position. Ursa says though, hey, we want to contest this. I don't know why he was running around there. He could have just been right clicking. That was a bit of a misclick. Perhaps the Shadow Blade has actually popped. Yeah, it's possible the Shadow Blade has popped. Weaver now looking dangerous with his Lincoln Sphere. Going to be very effective against the Invoker. Not going to be able to catch him off guard very easily. And with that Lincoln Sphere time-lapse combo, it's just going to be impossible to kill this Weaver. Mid, looks like Invoker's running for his life from the Shadow Fiend. The Shadow Fiend has so much movement speed. 482, 411 now. Is able to make it away. Dire, realizing it's important to start warding up the jungle. They start to have the vision that they need to continue to farm, and looking toward the late game on this with this composition of units. Weaver continuing to push up bottom. Now they will have vision when he comes out of his shadow form with the Observer Ward, but they don't have sentries. Looks like a bit of a clash happening. And Ogre Magi, I don't think you can see the Shadow Fiend. No, they cannot see the Shadow Fiend. But Wraith King does connect with the stun. And is the burn damage going to prevent? Okay, Invoker does finish him off. The burn damage is going to be really helpful from this Ogre Magi for preventing any blinks. Earthshaker is depending on those blinks in order to be in position and get out of position, allowing him to play the aggressive style that he obviously is going for. And it's going to be an excellent counter just to keeping him paced in position. The Pugna should be falling here. Yes, he does. Requiem of Souls is popped from the Shadow Fiend, does huge damage. Ogre Magi now possibly going to be falling. And the Sakuchi, the Sakuchi doesn't hit, but the right click does finish him off. Invoker now on the defense. Wraith King saying, no, I'm going to man it. I'm going to keep going here. I got my reincarnation up. Invoker saying, hey, this is a dangerous situation. 2 heroes. I don't know if we can do it. And Invoker is able to land it off, and the Deafening Blast does finish him off. Nice combination there. Good turnaround. Now looking confident. They're going to continue to push with the Nature's Prophet assistant with the Treants. Just the Earthshaker. As Echo Slam is down here. And Windrunner does have Focus Fire. Wraith King blanks in position and then actually does get the Earthshaker's is stunned for a moment, but was able to finish off his combination. They take the tower. And this is showing a real turnaround now in favor of the Dire team. Coming online with the tower advantage. And Nature's Prophet relentless at this point. During these team fights, Nature's Prophet has been able to continue with his Shadow Blade to just push up the lanes. He's been doing a good job at that. And now they decide, well, no, I thought they were going to be going for Roche. Roche is down for another 5 minutes. Dire warding a little bit more aggressively. They want to see if there's any more Roche attempts, but they also want to look for pickoffs. Invoker's going for Forge Spirit, but the Cold Snap is not out. He is looks like he wants a little bit of push power, but also realizes that the team fight's going to be coming out, so he wants to have that. Lincoln Sphere is going to block the Invoker Pugna, looking to drop another ward. Will he drop it? He doesn't drop it. Instead, he just goes straight for the life drain, and Ursa is just able to blink in and finish him off, no problem. Doesn't even get off the nether ward, and the Invoker is able to just continue doing damage. It actually forces the Radiant back a little bit. Weaver does fall. Requiem of Souls is dropped. The mech goes off, and there's barely any life going on. This Wraith King does not have reincarnation down. He does finish the Earthshaker though. And Ogre Magi brilliantly using his burn damage to prevent any blink. And Invoker, last hit, yes he will. There's 1 hit more to go, and the Requiem Souls will finish off the Ogre Magi as well. Nature's Prophet says, you know what? I'm a Nature's Prophet. I'm just going to continue to push. That's okay if my team's dead. I got a Shadow Blade, and I got an Orchid Malevolence. So I don't think he's going to take this tower. Radiant's aware of what's going on. They're not going to let it fall, and they have a comfortable bit of time. Now they just see that Ursa is alive. They don't know that he doesn't have health, and he actually requires going safely back to base. But okay, and Windrunner does come to contest the tower. All towers, tier 1 and 2 towers, are down on the Radiant side, and they're needing to have a good team fight here. They should not be focusing on ganking at this point, where that might have been a good strategy before with the aggressive Earthshaker top. They need now just to have a good team fight and turtle a little bit, stay in their base, and right now ward up the key areas. If they're not warding up these areas, they're not going to be in position to accept this next team attack. Now they do have a ward, it looks like, on the Ancients on the Radiant side, but they need to be having a little bit more closer to the base. The Shackle does come off of with Wind Ranger, and the ulti has popped the Focus Fire, doing huge amounts of damage. And Ogre Magi Now here comes the rest of the Dire team. And then are they going to be able to finish off the Wind Ranger? Right click's coming out. True Sight is tossed, and the Decrep does come off on the Nature's Prophet. It will finish him off, and the Nether Ward actually contributing so much to that team fight. Wraith King now blinking away, but not far enough. Needs to fire in his right clicks. Wraith King still does reincarnation. He's still in the fight. Requiem of Souls is popped, almost killing Ogre Magi as the Shadow Fiend does fall. And the Nether Ward does fall during that team fight. Pugna's down for 35 seconds. They're not going to have to worry about the Nether Wards. Wind Ranger does have Focus Fire down for 15 more seconds. Invoker is able to just run away just safely. Yule Scepters himself. Doesn't have the Force Staff. Looking for a bit of a tornado there. And doesn't even need it. Is able to run to safety. But doing a little bit of pushing here at the same time. Has his Forge Spirits out. Looking to either distract or push, but unfortunately for him, the Radiant is ready to accept that push and is not going to let it happen. Invoker deciding to regen up in the jungle. Farm a little bit more with those Forge Spirits. Just get as much as they can done. And feeling pretty safe because of the tower advantage. Even though they don't have the wards in their jungle, they do know that the focus is going to be on turtling for the Dire. So he is feeling pretty safe. Now let's take items. Wind Ranger does have the Desolator. Focus Fire. That's going to look very, very, very dangerous, especially against an Ursa if he gets taken out of position and stunned with a shackle. She's going to want to do that. Earthshaker has Echo Slam up. Has his Blink Echo Slam combination ready to go. And still not much of an item pickup on the Weaver in a while. Died a few times and just still holding on to the Lincoln Sphere. Pugna now with an Aghanim Scepter. He has 0 cooldown on his ulti, and it's shown to be quite effective in some team fights. Now the Enchant Totem goes off. He's looking to do a huge amount of damage to the Invoker. Is Invoker able to Ghost Walk out of here? I don't think he is. Well, he's able to Ghost Walk, but unfortunately, the damage output is, and along with the True Sight, is just able to finish him off. They expect that True Sight, or they expect the Ghost Walk coming out from the Invoker, and they have it ready to go, and they just catch him out of position. Nature's Prophet and Ogre Magi, it looks like they will take this tower. Doing a little bit of distraction with the Nether Blast, and Wraith King doing enough damage to just quickly finish off Pugna. He can't take that head on. Doesn't matter if he has Life Drain or not on cooldown. Earthshaker, a little hard to see sometimes in the tree what's going on there, but the Earthshaker will fall. So will Reaver. And Ogre Magi, everybody's benefiting from this vampiric aura from the Wraith King. And that actually keeps them alive during the fight. Now 4 down on the Radiant side. They are going to take these racks, feeling really confident. Nature's Prophet continuing to push. Getting a little rich from the gold from all the pushing here.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And this Wind Ranger, yeah. Seeing if there's any contest opportunity. Oh, where did, oh, I guess the TP out. TP out saved the Nature's Prophet there. Thought that Shadow Rays might have done a little bit too much damage. Power Shot goes off, does a little bit of harass, not enough to actually stop the Dire team from going, oh, will this Life Drain get him? Reincarnation is popped, and Ursa says, now's a good time. You guys are slowed. I'm just going to do a ton of damage. And Life Drain getting spammed on the BKB, and a little frustrated with that one. Requiem of Souls does more damage, but Wraith King just continuing to right-click and do huge amounts of damage during the team fight. Will he right-click and finish off this Rax? That definitely should be his priority right now. He has a window of opportunity to do it. Nature's Prophet barely dying, or barely staying alive, rather, to this Weaver. But does fall. Oh, no. I believe that was, well, no, that wasn't Wrath of Nature. Was that a teleportation attempt? No, that was an Orchid. And his own Orchid killed him. Ursa, without the Lifesteal aura, says the Wraith King aura is going to be enough during team fights, and I just have to worry about the dealing the damage. And I'll go for the side of the Vice, try and get that Pugna out of position. And yeah, we'll do his best to. Okay, and the GG is called. Dire, of course, looking very strong right now, even with the 2 heroes down. These level 2 creeps are doing lots of damage to the wave and will shortly be going straight for the throne. Earthshaker just not able to deal with all these creeps coming in. There's no way that he can take these off, especially at these levels, 36 minutes in. They're not going to be able to deal with them. Pugna is just spamming his Nether Blast. And it only goes so far, even with, I mean, it is nice to have that AoE, but the Nether Blast doesn't quite do enough damage to just clear creep waves. It takes them to a certain level, but of course it has a static amount of damage quite early in the game. 325, very, very effective for ganking early game, but those Nether Blasts don't do much late. It's more so the Nether Ward where Pugna's value comes in, and it is very valuable. The multiplier now, let's take a look. It's at 1.75. So if Invoker does a massive combination with 500 mana, and I mean, all that mana is really going to start adding up, and that does almost 900 damage to him just by casting his own spells and dealing damage during the fight. Weaver's just right-clicking, seeing how much he can push up that creep wave. Wants to keep it at bay as long as possible. And even though the GG was called by the Wind Runner, this is a pub, and they keep on going. They say, hey, we're going to finish this game off right. Wraith King now looking for a little bit of a stun opportunity. Has the Bloodlust on him, so his movement speed is up, as well as his attack speed. Nice advantage there. Bloodlust just getting cast. And are they going to be able to finish off the Shadow Fiend? The Invoker need to play a little bit defensively. The BKB is popped. Shackle now, dropping, but the Force Staff was down, and unfortunately Invoker wasn't able to get out of there. Pugna now does fall to the Wraith King's right clicks. Wind Ranger as well falls. And we're at the point in the game now where the right clicks are going to be taken. They're going to be taking the throne, and all the Pugna warding against the right clickers is just not doing the counter damage that he was hoping for. Look at those racks just fall to the ground. Just melting through those with the right clicks. Wraith King right now has over 220 per right click. Ursa, of course, with the damage multiplication of his Fury swipes, is looking at much more than that as soon as he starts laying into enemy heroes on the Radiant team. And it looks like the Ancient will fall. So that's going to be it for this game. I think the Dire, they did their best. There could have been a little bit more coordination. They did realize that the turtling needed to happen towards the end of the game, and so they didn't overextend, but they just did not have the team fight and late game combinations to get the damage they needed done. Pugna's Nether Ward loses its effectiveness once the right clickers start to really come online, and yeah, just becomes really difficult. Nature's Prophet doing a very good job effectively split pushing there. Ultimate when need to. Maybe stole a few kills, but the split push was very necessary there. Wraith King doing a great job as well. Getting 612 gold per minute. Nature's Prophet definitely being the richest here. He had a very good Midas time. I think his Midas was about either 6.5 minutes or 7, just maybe at the beginning of 7 minutes. And yeah, great job for the Dire team. Anyways, that's it for this cast. We're going to go back to just listening to some music for a couple minutes before we get into our next game. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the cast. If you're on YouTube and you're watching this, I'm new to casting. I'm Night Vision, and I would love to have any suggestions from you. Loving casting, loving learning. And I've been playing Dota for about 1.5 years now, and it's helping me take a look at perspectives on the map a little bit differently by just having the constant overview of and needing to report as things are happening. So that's it for this cast. We will be on in just a moment. We will see you shortly.
touch me, I'm shocked.